it right there. Can you see it? It says collard greens. So yeah, we're making collard greens. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's the first step, baby?
Alright, so first things first is I just like these, like the whole collard greens are always better because basically like if you buy them in the bag, the ones from the grocery store, they cut it like chop, 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 chop like that, and they throw it in a bag. And most of the time, like you're not gonna want to take the stalk part out, so most people cook it and it's like sour and tart, and it just makes it taste like funny to me. So I feel like the whole leaf one is better than the cut one. And plus, because no one's gonna pull this like the little pieces off of just the stalk, so like it's damn near impossible. But anyway, that's why I get the full one, and then you just get a whole box because why cook them if you're not gonna cook a ton of them? So we got the greens, and do chicken stock, turkey necks, turkey wings, onions, garlic. It's gonna be plain old style like seasonings, no dried seasonings or anything like that. Most of the flavor is gonna come from the smoked meat and the chicken broth, and the onions and garlic like just melting onto flavors. Since they never been.
You don't wanna do this part? But I thought you loved collard greens.
Oh my god.
It's okay, it's good for your shoulders.
What?
Yeah.
To save water, dude, I'm gonna tear them off first and rinse them after.
That's smart.
Because I feel like it's a lot of water just running the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just gonna devein them first, or devein them, whatever, and then rinse them afterwards one time.
Yeah, good already.
Yeah, I'm just doing a rough cut because I'm gonna melt these away anyway. Like by the time this is done, there should be no onions in that pot at all, so it shouldn't matter. No tears. See what I'm saying? No tears. Yeah. Surprised because of onions, but I never understood that.
It's the gas that is released.
I have no tears because of onions. I didn't have tears when I got spanked when I was born. You can already smell it's fragrant. You just smell that fragrance releasing. Yeah, them onions hit the mix and get some fragrance. The onions add to that fragrance. And this is what I love about this too. You see, once you hear it sizzling away like that, I like that sizzle, but just some chicken broth. I don't want too much just yet. Just some just to quiet that sound down while I finish these garlic. And once I'm done with the garlic, I add the rest of that. Now, don't you hate when you buy garlic and it feels solid? You think it's all good. You open it. It's toasted already. I feel like we could do that. Damn, those colors, because I feel like the darkness is right for that. But they feel hollow. not the best at peeling garlic.
So you put so you put the smoked turkey in first, then you add the onions, the chicken broth, the garlic.
I don't think it has to be like in a particular order. That's just what I did. But yeah, put the onions in there, put the garlic in there, put the turkey in there, get the broth in there, and then let it cook. Like just put a top on that and let that boil and boil and boil until like all the onions are gone, till the garlic is melted down. That's the way I do it. You can, like, some people just cook it right away or whatever, put the greens right in there right away. But I don't like to put the greens in there until the meat is already loosened from here and the onions are already melted and the garlic. Like, I really don't want onions in my greens like that. A lot of, like, crunchy onions. So I want, like, melted. Especially when it melts into the water and just gets into the flavor. Like, I'd much rather have that than have pieces of onions in my greens. So I let this cook down to a slurry, like how I do my red beans. The way I do red beans is the same way I do greens.
So if you're a texture person, if you don't like certain textures, you
Like
advise
what,
people.
soft?
Yeah, you're a
You don't
texture
like-
person. You don't really like certain.
Yeah, I don't like it soft, but this ain't gonna be soft either. Like, you just cut it off when you feel it's done. Just cut it off when it's done.
You can already smell it.
To your own texture, cut that off. But yeah, it's gonna start off hard.
So are you using seasonings?
That is the seasoning.
That's all
Yeah.
that you're adding.
Garlic, onion, and the smoked meat.
Okay.
I'm going back to when this was first created. So it was what was they gonna put in? Some pink Himalayan? They was gonna put that meat, whatever meat they could get a hold of. Put that smoked old meat in there. Garlic. I'm just roughly doing. I'm not chopping this garlic up because I'm gonna cook it that long to where it's just gonna be gone anyway. Someone out there is way better than me when it comes to garlic and getting it out of it.
What? Somebody better than you at something, baby? No, no way.
And shucking garlic.
Impossible.
Yeah. Shucking garlic. Yeah, shuck that garlic. So
I like to
try
eat.
get the, See, enough how to threw that skin in there. Look how it's already looking murky and all that.
Yeah.
Watch when I show you when it's done. And the water is ready, just the water. It's like making a bone broth. Yeah, see, this is, when I say let it cook all the way, you see how this water looks? And then this is smoked meat. By the time the smoked meat is falling off the bone like this, that's, you've cooked it fairly well. You want to definitely, let's see if there's some more bones. Yeah. See how all the meat is coming off the bones? That smoked bone, the meat be holding on to it. But if you cook them all out like this and it's shredded meat, now you can add the greens and it's gonna get all the flavor of that water. All the flavor. This is the base though. If your water don't look like this and you put greens in it, the greens gonna taste funny. Or it's just that basic. But this is like that deep umami flavor. It's all in here just like in the beans. You want that deep flavor. So now, this right here. Alright, so now I'm gonna, it's not really a blanch, because a blanch you would heat it and then put it in some ice cold water, but these are all clean. So we're just gonna put it in this hot water and let them boil down some, like I said, just to knock that first sour, bitter taste out. I'm gonna throw them in here first, so knock some of that bitter out, and then I'm gonna take them from that pot and put them into the pot where we're gonna finalize them. But you'll see this water start turning lime green. And that's all that bitterness. Sometimes it'll eat. Ooh, I'm about to pick those up and rinse them again. You know, sometimes you eat like mustard greens or somebody's greens in there are a little bit bitter. That's it. This will take the bite out of that. But some people will say it's going to take the vitamins out of it. And I think it will take some nutrients out of it. Obviously, like that's what's in that green color. But, I mean, I want it to taste good. I think there's enough nutrients left. So I'm going to fill it with just this much right now. Let this cook. Maybe like 2 or 3 minutes. And then I'm going to pop it into the other one where we got all the flavor. Although if you look in there, you can already start to see the tint. See the yellow tint to it? Mm-hmm. Already. It's starting to leave that tint. That's all that sour and bitterness. It doesn't take long to do it. Just like a tea bag, just knock some of it out. That's how they make it in New Orleans. That's how I was taught to make it.
Maybe get 2 spoons?
Yeah. Keep the heat up high the whole time, but I have it up high right now because I'm like adding stuff. And when you add stuff, you knock the heat down. Anything you missed in that wash, it'll come out in this first spot at least. If there's anything you missed. Last bit of this in there. Push it all down. That spoon so I don't get burned. So the first batch I put in there took like a little bit of the heat out. So I'm gonna let these sit for maybe like 5 minutes. Then take them out, add them to the main pot. cover it and we'll just wait until we get into the tenderness that we like. Now, let me stir that around too. Don't add any water.
You know you mean business when you have a pot this big.
It's hilarious. I'll leave all the bones in too until it's done. The bones make flavor. I don't believe in taking the bones out. If you have like little bones that are super sharp and you got people eating them at like health risk because they don't know how to eat, they don't choke on a little bone, then you might take it out. It's not for the elderly or for children. Denture mouth, motherfuckers. But it could be for denture mouth, but not little bones.
Denture mouth, motherfuckers.
Not the little bones. They get in there, but this ain't it. If you like them right here, then you're probably an animal. They like to chew. They like to chew grass.
Stupid.
Chew cud. Like a cow. But if you know what I'm saying, for me, I'm not eating it. That's tough. You see this right here, how this is still firm? Like, nah, man. I gotta let that cook down some more. I'm gonna let this go. Yeah, this is when they're cooked down. One, I can stir this easily, but this is when they're cooked down and tender. You see how that meat went all through there? Meat all through there. You want to try some?
Yeah.
Alright, let me get you some out. Let's put a little bit of this on.
Done. You want some? Yeah, it's just the right amount of seasoning and salt, and that's a good texture. The meat is, yeah.
Yeah.
Now we just need macaroni and cheese. Cornbread. Some rice.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, this
I'll
is
make the
solid.
cornbread though. Alright. And that's a wrap. I'm turning the heat off.
Just not jiffy.